There are roads we all must walk, some lit by the sun, others by silence. But of all the roads in creation, there is one that none escape, the path that leads from breath to stillness, from heartbeat to echo, from this world to the realm of ancestors. I am Obatala. I shaped the form, I whispered the law of balance, I crowned the silence that follows life. And now I speak to you of a presence both feared and misunderstood, yet noble and serene. His name is Ku. He is not the bringer of death. He is not the shadow behind your door. He is the guardian of passage, the companion of the old, the one who walks with those whose time has fulfilled its purpose. Our Ku is not thunder. He does not rush. He does not call out. He waits, with dignity, with patience, with knowing. When an elder closes their eyes for the last time, not in violence but in peace, when a body returns to the earth with honor, when the family gathers not in terror, but in memory, it is Maraku who stands beside them, offering the silence that only the wise can hear. Today, I will tell you of him, not to frighten you but to free you. For death, when guided by Waku, is not a punishment. It is a return. And just as there is an Orisha for birth, there is an Orisha for departure. Not one who ends the story, but one who ensures it closes with dignity. Let us walk this path together, with open hearts and unclouded minds. Erbu is not Iku. He is not the force that ends life, not the breath that vanishes in an instant. No, Erbu does not come to take. He comes to accompany. He is the Orisha who walks with those who leave gently, whose time has completed its cycle. He watches over the natural death, the one not born of blood, of fire or violence, but of the quiet return to source. In Yoruba cosmology, not all deaths are the same. Some are chaotic, some unjust. But those who pass in fullness of years, with their name intact, their dignity preserved, are honored by the presence of Oku. He does not cry. He does not celebrate. He simply stands, tall, silent, eternal. His presence is a passage, not a sentence. To understand death is to know its many faces. Iku is death as a force, raw, inevitable, indiscriminate. Igun are the spirits of the dead, honored ancestors who guide and protect. Oloran is the supreme, from whom all life and all return originate. And Ku? He is the stillness between them all. He does not bring death. He does not speak for the dead. He is the dignity of passing, the guardian of completion, the sacred presence that attends a soul's return when the body yields in peace. In this way, Orisha Ku is not feared by the wise. He is respected, for his work is delicate and his silence sacred. When an elder dies surrounded by family with blessings whispered over their body, it is Ku who opens the gate. When a soul leaves after completing its purpose, not by accident or violence, but by the slow dimming of life's lamp, it is Ku who holds the door between realms. This is the death we all pray for. One that is not sudden, not torn from us, but one that arrives like nightfall after a long day. Ku receives the soul not with chains but with open arms. He does not demand. He welcomes. He does not rush. He waits. And in his waiting, there is peace. In parts of Yoruba land, Ku has no great temple, no elaborate shrines filled with music and dance. Instead, he is honored in groves, in sacred forests, in the hush beneath ancient trees where even the birds lower their voices. It is in these places that elders are remembered, that silence becomes offering, and that breath itself bows in reverence. No loud drums, no bright flames, only the rustle of leaves and the scent of earth returning to earth. Ku's places are not marked by crowds. They are felt, not seen. For he dwells not in ritual spectacle, but in the quiet truth of endings. Among the Orisha, there are those who are sung to, danced for, called upon in times of joy and need. Ku is different. He is not praised with chants. He is not asked for blessings like a father or a friend. Instead, he is acknowledged with silence, with posture, with care. One does not call Quan Q. One prepares for him. One does not beg him. One honors him by respecting death itself. Even in rituals, his name is spoken with measure, often only by those who understand his place, the elders, the babalawos, the initiated who know how to step lightly near the veil. The Yoruba do not speak of death as a wall, but as a threshold. To die a natural death is not to be erased. It is to be remembered, to join Egun, to walk in the light of the ancestors who paved the road before us. Our Q does not sever. He completes. His presence means that the journey has come full circle. From dust to dust, from spirit to spirit. He closes the eyes, but opens the way. And those who die under his watch are not lost. They are received. When the time comes, the body is washed. White cloth is wrapped. Prayers are spoken not in desperation, but in gratitude. Our Q is near. He watches over the right, not as a collector of souls, but as a steward of endings. His breath cools the space. His shadow covers the mourners with calm. He does not interfere. He does not demand praise. He simply ensures that the crossing is clean, that the memory is intact, and that the soul is not disturbed in its passage. This is the final rite, not of death, but of completion. Death teaches the living how to live. In Q's presence, we are reminded that dignity matters, that the way we walk, speak, love, and lead shapes the memory we leave behind. He does not come for the powerful. He comes for the prepared. He does not honor noise. He honors truth. And so the living must ask themselves, am I walking in a way that leads to peace? Will I be remembered with songs or with silence? Will my name remain clean when my breath is gone? Q does not judge, but your life becomes your legacy. Among the Yoruba, to grow old is not a curse. It is a crown. Elders are seen not as bodies fading, but as spirits sharpening, as memory thickening into wisdom. And it is for these that our Q waits. When we honor our elders, we honor our Q. When we remember our dead, when we speak their names, when we tell their stories to the young, we are keeping the gate open between worlds. The ancestors are never far, and Iku is the keeper of their silence, not to lock them away, but to keep them sacred. In the modern world, Aku has been forgotten, or worse, confused with fear itself. He is not a demon. He is not a taker of children or breaker of homes. He is not Iku, nor the pain of loss. He is the dignity of the ending, the calm that should meet every soul when its time has come. To fear Q is to fear rest. To dishonor him is to dishonor our elders. To forget him is to forget ourselves. He does not ask for devotion, only respect. When all words are exhausted, Aku remains, not to comfort, not to explain, but to stand, steady, unchanged, as the final truth that every living being will one day face. His silence is not absence, it is total presence. Among the Orishas, many rule with sound, the clash of Sango's thunder, the call of Eshu's crossroads, the singing waters of Osun. But Aku rules with stillness, a stillness so complete it becomes a language, one only the dying and the wise can hear. To feel Q is to feel time slow down, to walk through a sacred forest and suddenly stop not knowing why, to sit beside an elder and realize their breath has changed, softer, deeper, closer to the soil. He does not warn, he does not strike. He simply is. And in his presence, everything unnecessary disappears. Pride, status, fear, regret. Only the soul remains. Only the truth remains. In the old teachings, to die well was the highest honor. To pass in old age in peace with one's name intact was a sign not of luck, but of balance. Our Q is not concerned with how much you owned, but how deeply you lived. Did you speak with kindness? Did you treat your elders with respect? Did you walk in your destiny without betraying your own Ori? These are the questions the Bible Q asks, not with words, but with presence. And when a soul can answer with calm, Q walks beside it, not behind, not ahead, but as an equal. a guide, a final witness to a life fulfilled. He carries no scythe, he wears no armor, he touches nothing. But his presence is felt in the way the room shifts, the way the wind stops, the way even birds pause their songs. To receive Dapra Q is not to be taken, it is to be escorted. Q does not live among the living, nor does he dwell fully with the dead. He stands at the threshold, the liminal space where breath becomes memory and memory becomes spirit. He sees both ways, forward into the ancestral realm and back toward the living world. His vision is clear, his step unwavering. He is the final gatekeeper, but not a judge. The soul passes through him, not because he demands, but because he allows. No one can force Q. No one can bribe him. No one can resist him when the time is right. But when the time is not right, when death is unjust, violent, or premature, he steps aside. That work belongs to Iku, to Egun, to other forces not governed by peace. Ku serves balance, not chaos. And when he walks, he leaves no footprints, only clarity. In the modern world, death has become taboo, hidden in hospitals, silenced in whispers, feared like a curse. But in the old ways, death was a teacher, a reminder, a friend that walked far behind us, never chasing, never shouting, just waiting patiently for the right moment. The fear of Ku is the fear of looking inward, of realizing how fragile this breath is, how temporary every name, every possession, every wound. But when you embrace Ku, not with desperation but with understanding, something powerful happens. You begin to live with honor. You speak more gently. You waste less time. You cherish the presence of the elderly. You walk knowing that each step could be your last, and so you make it count. Our Q is not the end. He is the mirror held up at the end of the path, asking only one thing. Were you true? So now, child of earth and Ashe, you have walked beside Q, not in fear, but in understanding. Not with haste, but with reverence. You have seen that death, when guided by spirit and discipline, is not darkness, but return. Not punishment, but pause. Q teaches us that endings must be as sacred as beginnings, that life is not defined by how loudly it is lived, but by how peacefully it concludes. I, Obatala, have walked this road many times. I have shaped bodies that would one day rest. I have whispered wisdom to those who feared what they could not see. And I tell you now, there is nothing to fear in the arms of Q. Only memory, only silence, only the truth of who we are when everything else has fallen away. So live well, honor your elders, make peace your companion, and when the day comes that your name is spoken among ancestors, may Q walk beside you, with open hands and a silence that sings your return.